भी लाती है बातें नई, हवाओं में घुलता तेरा साज, तुझसे मिले तो दिल के राज। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, जो रोशन किया मेरा अंधेरा। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, तू है दुआ मेरी बसेरा। रातों को करती है मदहोश सी, तेरे बिना सब सूना लगे, तेरी बातें दिल को बहला दे। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, जो रोशन किया मेरा अंधेरा। जो मिटा दे हर गम का जुनून, तेरे आने से बदला जहां, हर ख्वाब हुआ अब मेहरबान। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, जो रोशन किया मेरा अंधेरा। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, तू है दुआ मेरी बसेरा। तेरे स्पर्श में जादू है कुछ, हर लम्हा लगे अब तू ही बस। जिंदगी तेरे नाम हुई, हर सांस में तेरी खुशबू घुली। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, हर पल तू ही मेरा सवेरा। शुक्रिया तेरा, शुक्रिया तेरा, तू ही मेरी दास्तां का बसेरा। शुक्रिया तेरा, जिंदगी की राहों में एक नई सुबह सी है।
तेरी हंसी की रोशनी दिल पे यूं ठहरी सी है।
ख्वाहिशों का ये मौसम धीरे धीरे खुलने लगा। अनक सा ये रिश्ता दिल में यूं पलने लगा। सुबह इश्क है, हर दुआ में इश्क है। तेरे संग हर पल खूबसूरत सा लगे।
हमको प्यार हुआ जैसे रब की रज़ा। तेरे होने से दिल रोशन सा लगे।
चल कहीं उन बादलों पे जहाँ सपने ठहर जाएं।
इन हवाओं की नरमी में दो दिल फिर से मुस्कुराए।
एक मीठा सा एहसास रूह तक उतरने लगा। भीगी भीगी सी रातों में प्यार यूं संवरने लगा। सुबह इश्क है, हर दुआ में इश्क है। तेरे संग हर पल खूबसूरत सा लगे।
हमको प्यार हुआ जैसे रब की रज़ा। तेरे होने से दिल रोशन सा लगे।
आसमां भी रंग बदल कर तेरी बातें गुनगुनाए। चांदनी की हल्की चादर हम पे आके मुस्कुराए। इस दिल की खामोशी में कोई सरगम सी जगी। तेरे संग हर एक धड़कन अब कहानी सी लगी। सुबह इश्क है, हर दुआ में इश्क है। तेरे संग हर पल खूबसूरत सा लगे।
हमको प्यार हुआ जैसे रब की रज़ा। तेरे होने से दिल रोशन सा लगे।
अब ये लम्हे रुक से जाएं, ऐसी दिल की आरज़ू है। तेरे संग हर एक मौसम जैसे पहली जुस्तजू है। इस सफर की हर खुशी में बस तेरा ही रंग रहे। उम्र भर इन सांसों में तेरा एहसास यूं बहे। सुबह इश्क है, हर दुआ में इश्क है। तेरे संग हर पल खूबसूरत सा लगे।
हमको प्यार हुआ जैसे रब की रज़ा। तेरे होने से दिल रोशन सा लगे।
आँखों की नमी में बसा है तू। मैं लाख छुपाऊं दिल की बात, मेरी हर खामोशी में खुला है तू। छुपा है तू मेरी रूह के पास, तेरे बिना अधूरी हर सांस। मैं जहां भी खुद को ढूंढूं, मिलता है तेरा ही एहसास। मेरे लफ्जों में तेरी परछाई, मेरी तन्हाई में तेरी अंगड़ाई। जो नाम ना आया कभी जुबान पर, वो धड़कन ने हर बार दोहराई। छुपा है तू मेरी रूह के पास, तेरे बिना अधूरी हर सांस। मैं जहां भी खुद को ढूंढूं, मिलता है तेरा ही एहसास। तेरी यादों का मौसम गहरा है, दिल पर तेरा रंग ठहरा है। मैं दूर सही तेरी राहों से, पर मन तुझ में ही ठहरा है। छुपा है तू मेरी रूह के पास, तेरे बिना अधूरी हर सांस। मैं जहां भी खुद को ढूंढूं, मिलता है तेरा ही एहसास। अब कह दूं जो बरसों से छुपा, तू ही मेरा पहला नशा। तेरे नाम से चलती है धड़कन, तेरे बिना सब लगे अधूरा सा। छुपा है मेरी रूह के पास, तेरे बिना अधूरी हर सांस। आज तुझसे ये दिल कहे, तू ही मेरी पूरी तलाश। कुछ तो नशा है दिल ये मेरा बस तेरा हुआ है
रातें भी अब खूबसूरत लगे जब से तू मेरे पास रहा है
तेरी आंखों में डूब जाऊं मैं खुद को भी भूल जाऊं मैं तेरी हंसी का असर ये हुआ
हर दुआ में तू ही मिला
सांसों में तेरा जिक्र रहे दिल मेरा बस तेरा कहे छू ले जो तू प्यार से मुझे वक्त भी रुक सा जाए तुझ पे फिदा हूँ मैं तेरे बिना अधूरा सा हूँ मैं तू जो मिले तो दुनिया लगे जैसे खुदा की रहमत है
तुझ पे फिदा हूँ मैं हर पल तेरा ही नाम लूँ मैं दिल की हर एक धड़कन में बस तेरा ही नूर है
तेरी बाहों में सुकून मिले जैसे बारिश को ज़मीं मिले इश्क तेरा मेरी रूह में है जैसे कोई ख्वाब हंसी तेरा नाम लिखूं हवाओं पे तेरा चेहरा इन दुआओं में दिल ये मेरा कह रहा है तू ही मेरी मोहब्बत
You're the light inside my darkest night with you everything just feels so right every heartbeat calls your name so slow stay forever never let me go
चांद भी तेरे सामने फीका लगे तेरा नूर ही सबसे जुदा लगे तेरी यादों का सिलसिला दिल में मेरे चलता रहे तेरी खामोशी भी गीत लगे तेरी नजरें कोई प्रीत कहे जब तू करीब आ जाए हर लम्हा जन्नत सा लगे
तेरे इश्क में यूं भीग जाऊं जैसे दरिया में खो जाऊं तेरी चाहत की बाहों में हर दर्द को मैं भूल जाऊं
तू जो मिले तो दिल कहे अब और कुछ भी ना चाहे मेरी दुनिया तेरी हुई तू ही मेरा रब लगे तुझ पे फिदा हूँ मैं तेरे इश्क में खोया सा हूँ मैं तू जो साथ हो तो लगता है हर गम भी आसान लगे तुझ पे फिदा हूँ मैं बस तेरे प्यार में हूँ मैं तू मेरी चाहत तू मेरी जान तू ही मेरा जहां
In case you're wondering what it's like being transgender under
So what's up, fam? There is another heat in town, and this heat is in the form of a beef that is actually loading. It is not, fully formed yet. In fact, it is without form and void as we speak. But, it is building up gradually, and it is between none other than our own heavyweight soft life ambassador, Chris Vincent Ejapon, and our dear sister, Ifwa Asantua Edionu, or Ifwa Singato. Now, what occasioned this beef is what I am actually here to gist you about. But before we descend into it and know what is actually causing all these brouhaha between these two individuals, get to understand that this particular episode of The Heat is brought to you by Local Executive Boutique located inside Cape Coast, opposite Vikandi Company Limited, and then closer to the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly offices, where they also have another branch inside the University of Cape Coast campus, closer to the Momoma Chiefs Palace. So contact them, let them sort you out in everything casual, everything formal wear, and then step out clean. Now, we're also supported by Compound Care Lawn and Mowing Services. Is it reseeding, fertilization, pruning, everything lawn, everything hedging? Contact them, let them give you the best of care for your compound and let your homes look clean. Now, if you see me like this, then you know one thing is for sure. The heat is on. All right, good people. So, in order to understand why we are here, to get to the substance of the matter, I think it is important that we get to know these two participants who are, having a go at each other on social media, especially on Facebook. Now, let's start off with Chris Vincent Ejapon. He is a lawyer, and when you visit his Facebook profile, what he's written among the many things, some are professional truth sayer, an atheist, a lawyer, and then one interesting thing is that he is a hedonist. And by that, what he has been championing on his Facebook wall most of the time has to do with soft life, spending your own hard-earned money on yourself, traveling around the world, experiencing different cultures and so many other things that has to do with soft life, as he liked to put it. And then another thing that he's championing, or most of the time, in fact, people actually, take him on because of this particular ideology that he has. And it is that as a man, you should be, be able to add value to yourself, be a high value man. And then one other thing is the fact that do not date or be in a relationship with someone who is over the age of 30. So he's always saying under 30 stuff, getting to meet under 30 girls, ladies, etc., having a hangout with some of them, plus friends and acquaintances, etc. It is quite interesting when you visit his walls and then check or read the comments from some of his posts. You have a good time there, actually. All right. Ifua Asantewaa Aduonum, on the other hand, is a young and beautiful lady, married, of course, with 2 children, ladies. And then she also is into event organization. She has her own events that she's been organizing in and around the countries, some of the countries in Africa. Now, she is quite popular, but what made her more popular is the fact, or was the fact, that she attempted on 2 occasions to break the, Guinness World Record for the longest singing marathon in Ghana here. And well, as I said, she attempted, but she wasn't successful on 2 occasions. But regardless, it set her up for, that kind of fame, popularity she's enjoying at the moment. And lately, what she's been doing on social media is pretty much like content creating, posting stuff, whether it's dance videos with her daughter and her husband. Now, let us go into what has actually brought us this far. Okay, so yesterday, yes, Ifua Asantewaa actually posted a video on Facebook, and part of the caption, or the caption on that particular video, said, "My ideal man versus my husband." And in the video, this supposed ideal man is someone, young and energetic, working out, showing the abs, the six packs, the muscles. Macho man, when it comes to Ghana, we call this individuals macho man. So the person was working out, kind of stuff, looking all fit and stuff. And then in another part of the video, the husband is shown working, looking as lanky as he can be. Maybe pretty much like I am, I know that's, yeah. So, and then people actually showed their reactions by way of commenting and stuff. So after the first post about my ideal man versus my husband, people after their reaction were, some were actually bashing her and stuff. Okay, so she made a follow-up post, and this was what the post actually said. What percentage of couples marry their ideal partner? Logical reasoning suggests that having an ideal partner does not guarantee a successful marriage or relationship. Many men are married to women who do not fit their ideal, yet they are happily married. Likewise, some women. The decision to make when choosing a partner goes beyond physical preferences or even just love. Marriage is more than just the above. Reality can be quite striking. Yeah, only deep thinkers will understand. This was what Ifua Asantewaa added to her earlier post, which happened to be a video which you've seen already. Okay, and that was when the beef actually began. When Chris Vincent actually responded to this particular message by making a post on his own wall, with reference to this particular one, of course, you understand. All right, so let's see what Chris Vincent actually posted on his Facebook wall. When Joe Boy, Joe Boy in quote, is married to over 30 with an exclamation sign and then 3 laughing emojis, you people can see how she is disrespecting this man, huh? Now, those who do not know how this started, I have attached the video. So, this was what Chris Vincent actually posted on his Facebook post. Okay, so Chris Vincent has actually coined a terminology for, people he thinks are not, financially, capable or are not that exposed to certain, lifestyles like the soft life he actually preaches about. So he refers to them as Joe Boy, sometimes on the lighter side and stuff like that. So he made a post like this suggesting that the gentleman you see with the wife is actually, one of those people he usually classifies, under that particular category. And this also drew a response from Ifua Asantwa, and this is what she actually sent back to Chris Vincent. Chris Vincent Japan. My lovely husband married me at the age of 26 and not 30. I'm afraid your over 30 years drama marriage syndrome does not apply in this instant. Come again. Wow. And that was the description Ifua Asantwa actually gave to the over 30 and under 30 kind of ideas that Chris Vincent has been, preaching on his war. Now, just when we thought that, this should settle everything, put matters to rest and let everyone go about their duties, as if nothing happened, I think that as far as Chris Vincent is concerned, this particular exchange, this particular back and forth is far from over. Just this morning, he made a post, and when we thought that should do, he still added another one. Well, we cannot say for a fact that these two posts that he made today are actually, directed towards Ifua Asantwa. But if you know what, or if you followed what has happened, from yesterday through to today, well, we are not here to actually, direct shade and stuff to people or to intended people. No, that is not our duty. But if you look at the trajectory of what has transpired, well, you are the better judge. So listen to what Chris has added to whatever he posted from yesterday. A man must not be following a woman around like a handbag, irrespective of the benefit. You are an African man for a reason. Even if you have nothing doing, go and play draft with your friends. I have been telling all Joe boys to change. This guy is a serious neck presser. I mean, ever since this my husband versus my ideal man popped up, he has been pressing the neck of the one who actually made the post, that is Ifua. And this is not all. Let's look at the other message he added a couple of hours ago. Yeah, so this is just one of the many stories that is, actually making the rounds on social media, especially Facebook. And as you've rightly seen, these are the two individuals, engaged in this particular back and forth. But I must say that few hours ago, Chris Vincent actually made another post concerning this particular issue. And I think that from all indications, he's still hammering on the issue, and he hasn't shied away from, adding the pictures from Ifua Asantwa and her husband. And it is indicative of the fact that he actually wants to drum home his point into this particular married couple. So he, from what I'm seeing, he is poised for action. He's ever ready to engage, no matter how the consequences may be. And well, we are still monitoring the situation, and whatever that comes out of it, you are going to be the first person to know. So on this note that the heat is still on. As we speak, Bongo Ideas, Amazing TV, and Trouble Carlos are, in fresh trouble. And if they do not meet the demands of the lawyers of Kofi Mole, then they are likely going to be dragged to court. What actually happened? It all started from 25th January 2025 when Kofi Mole, a Ghanaian musician, granted an interview on KSS, that is Koji Sheldon Studios. And after that, a series of tweets, series of videos, and other unsavory remarks, made about him, sent him or made him ask his lawyers to get back at these people. And if care is not taken, we are in for a legal battle between these particular 4 entities that I've mentioned. So at this point, the heat is on. So everything started on the 25th of January 2025 when Kofi Mole made an appearance on What a Rapper Said. That is a show organized by Koji Sheldon Studios. And after the particular interview from the What a Rapper Once Said, a particular gentleman associated with the Koji Sheldon brand, that is Elikem, cut portions of this particular interview and then posted it on his TikTok account for promotional purposes. All right. Fast forward, Bongo Ideas tweeted about Kofi Mole, and this was what Bongo Ideas said about Kofi Mole. Say no to drugs, cut down on the smoking, or better still quit. You are looking older than your age. You be fine, boy, don't let drugs destroy you. And after he tweeted this, he tagged Kofi Mole. So Bongo Ideas has branded himself as, a critic, and he pays attention to the tiny details. And in fact, it appears that from what is actually happening, it appears that this particular tiny detail is proving to be a very, heavy one, a very big one, of course. So away from Bongo Ideas, another entity that was included in Kofi Mole's cease and desist letter from his lawyers is Amazing TV Ghana, which is a YouTube channel. Now, what they did is actually funny. You see the thumbnail they used for one of their videos after Bongo Ideas had tweeted about the issue with Kofi Mole, etc. They also made a video in that regard. And for their thumbnail, they used one of the, previous pictures of Kofi Mole. And then if you look carefully, the one in the middle, it appears that they cropped out, I don't know whether it's an AIDS patient or someone suffering from whatever kind of deficiency. You see how thin the person is looking. And then they put Kofi Mole's head on it. And the funniest part and the craziest part is what they included in the caption. Kofi Mole is dying. I mean, can you imagine? Someone who is alive, well, and kicking. And you can actually make a YouTube video, using this, damning this, I don't know how to describe this particular caption, but I think that, well, it is uncalled for. It was uncalled for. It doesn't add up to anything. Kofi Mole is dying. Dying of what? And that is part of the reasons why Kofi Mole's lawyers have written to this particular entity. The very last person included in this particular issue is Trouble Carlos, who is actually in trouble. Ragazzi Asamaba. Yes, of course, Asamaba. Trouble Carlos, on the other hand, used the purported before and after picture of Kofi Mole, and in a video posted on his social media platform, also, added his voice to what was actually going on, what Bongo Ideas and Amazing TV had done. He also added his voice to it, and this was what he said.
Sheye na wanfa dross anka ho da se entampe anwea chese eyade a ebetetewa ayo pasa mia midina hayi se meka mfie kyerwa onyini manyini pa na enso so me ba wiase me nomo nsada me nomo entampe da me nomo musie da ade bia ye musie na se ade bia babum bia no ebi nkomi ensade ma no bi da ma ntwantro me nom le 13 years I didn't like it. Intin ensa efrobin kamanu biem so ati ase sama hu de wa Kofi Mole wo si atete apansam Kofi Mole na wo no before nie ana after ensusu nie sa koko 3 ensama na wo ka kire na namfuo nyina na yampa koko 3 se Kofi Mole sole chale me hu na ma mera ho mentimi kran kasa Kofi Mole osore ya ene asrai wotime twesa ene bonsam tawa so no de ewiasem mu boni bia ebinam ne hunim na ebinam ne num Kofi Mole de no ene hwede Kofi Mole waye saa na nsen a na yente ne nkana na nwumu mai sai so ko off hwe no ko interview hwede waye de to Just watching Trump, just why you trying sex wingam? Where was it?
On the part of Trouble Carlos, after he had finished posting this particular video, Kofimole slid into his DM and then also told him his peace of mind in what you're seeing on the screen. You pay for everything you've said about me. You don't know me, but you speak on my name like we live in the same house together. You shall never see peace in your life. It might be too late for you to apologize. After Kofimole entered into his DM, Trouble Carlos came back with another video, which was this time around, making mockery of Kofimole, saying that he received a threatening message from him and that it has made him sick and he couldn't sleep throughout the night, so had gone out to get medicine and all those kind of stuff.
2025, and a year on the 11th of May 2025, Kofi Molly, Anna Molly, whatever the name is, Obamiti Mube sending me some threatening message. Say I will never see peace in my life. The about Tomino, never be patch house. Now are you too late? And since I'm not kind, it is really tormenting me. Like emotionally, it is draining. I can't even sleep in the night. Say above 125, it will you mean me na. Inti NSA we are me call and run the whole night meant me and many because like it is really affecting my mental health. And yes, I'm get to a cry. Inti me call who me GP. No man, so at least me take you here.
Now, it appears that when all this was going on, Kofimole had his own game plan, his own intention. And it appears as though, like what Obinim said, you're fast. So he quickly informed his lawyers, who happened to be from the Afajato chambers, and they wrote to these three individuals that I have mentioned. Now, let's take a look at what the lawyers said in their, cease and desist letter issued to Bongo Ideas, Amazing TV, and Trouble Carlos. One of the interesting parts of this particular letter written to these three individuals has to do with the apology they are supposed to issue for 8 solid weeks. So it means that every week they will come, use the same medium they used to, spread that particular rumor or made those remarks about Kofimole. They will come online and then issue an apology for 8 solid weeks. Now, Bongo Ideas has started his apology. In fact, he released a statement, retracting and apologizing to Kofimole right after the lawyers wrote to them. So here is what Bongo Ideas said. I'd like to address the concern related to a recent tweet I posted about Ghanaian artist Edward Amwa, known as Kofimole. The tweet stated, "Say no to drugs, cut down on the smoking, or better still quit. You're looking older than your age. You be fine boy, don't let drugs destroy you. At Kofi_Mole." This tweet was made out of sincere concern and not with any ill intent. Having worked with Kofimole and having a friendly relationship with him, my words stemmed from a place of personal concern, reflecting feelings shared by many fans. However, I recognize that the way I expressed my thoughts and the public nature of my post may have created a misunderstanding and caused unintended harm. I have no evidence to corroborate my claims regarding drug use, and I truly regret any misrepresentation that arose from my message. Consequently, I retract the tweet and any associated post. Offer my heartfelt apology to Kofimole for any distress or damage to his reputation caused by my words. I commit to reposting apology periodically on relevant platforms in a manner that is agreeable to all parties involved. I remain dedicated to offering respectful and responsible commentary. Albert Nat Hyde, Bongo Ideas. So I think that at this point, it is safe to say that it has moved from Bongo Ideas is in trouble with 2 others to Bongo Ideas is feeling apologetic with 2 others. Currently, nothing from Amazing TV Ghana and Trouble Carlos is out there in the public domain, yet we are monitoring the situation. And when they also issue their apology or any further steps or actions they also take, I will be the first person to break that particular news to you. So make sure you like, follow if you're on Facebook, on TikTok, subscribe to the channel, bring in your comments so that, you know, we keep the page alive. I'll see you in the next video, but still the heat continues.
Under section 419.
419.
Yes, it is a criminal offense.
One guy believed to be a student of Gege University of Wisdom and Understanding has achieved an unprecedented feat in Nigeria. In fact, as we speak, the brotherhood is up by 1 goal, whereas the sisterhood is still languishing in 0. What this guy did was to drag one lady to court. And as we speak, the lady risks 7-year jail term or coughing up a whopping 450,000 naira to pay off this particular guy. And what happened? Well, you'll get to know the full gist in the video very soon. But one thing that is sure is that, you know, the lectures from Gege University of Wisdom and Understanding is actually gaining ground. It is actually, you know, informing a lot of people to put things right, to do things right, because the laws of Nigeria won't show any mercy if you dare mess up, if you dare, you know, be in the wrong or anything like that. And that is why we have taken this. This particular story has generated a lot of conversations online, you know, people accusing, you know, using abusive words on other people, which we don't condone anyway. But the kind of heat in the system is out of the world. In fact, it has caused a division between the brotherhood and then the sisterhood, you know, those who are for and those who are against the motion. And the debate is on. So as we speak in Nigeria, the heat start. So it all happened when this guy, Emmanuel, whom we are yet to see an image of, and this lady, Jennifer, you know, met on social media and started talking. In fact, they had chat, you know, exchanged messages and stuff, got to know themselves. And then, according to Jennifer, she received 50,000 naira from this Emmanuel guy so that she could use as transportation money and come over to meet him at wherever he was. Now, whatever they were going to do, they are two adults, that is their own business. But according to Emmanuel, you know, from what we know so far, Emmanuel waited for days and Jennifer didn't show up. She wasn't giving any explanation as to why she wasn't showing up, you know, while she had received the 50,000 naira. Okay, so, you know, ordinarily boys would have called the girl and then, you know, spoken their minds, you know, insulted her or done, you know, things like that. But this guy said, for real, me, as a student of Gege University, go down to calling this girl and then insulting. No. While there are laws in the lands of Nigeria, let me go on ahead and test the laws. And this guy sent the matter to court. So he sued the behind of this Jennifer girl. Now, whatever happened in the courtroom, we didn't get, you know, all the full gist, we didn't get the full proceedings, but something surfaced online. While the judge was reading the judgment, someone managed to, you know, steal some shots, took a little video and then shared it on social media. And what actually caught people's attention was how Jennifer reacted to her sentence, where she was convicted of fraud and then was either supposed to serve 7-year jail term or cough up 450,000 naira. In Ghana cedis, I think it's around 4,500 to 5,500 Ghana cedis. And the reaction she showed when she was hit with that judgment was what actually drew people's attention. You know, people started developing interest in the story. Now watch how Jennifer reacted when she was sentenced.
Well, that's now Jennifer Gapu, Emmanuel 450,000. We will go chill now. In there, every marker over that. Because of Lika, he was saying, I will not put a gap. Emmanuel Jennifer Gaga Mpola Are Isa. Also, I can clear. God.
So after this reaction, you know, and stuff came online, people were divided along, supporters of Jennifer and then the supporters of Emmanuel. And as you know, Gege University student, Pampe, they were rooting for this Emmanuel guy. Now, people were saying, oh, Jennifer didn't go and steal that money from the guy. It wasn't as if she forced Emmanuel to send her that 50,000 naira or whatever. But why must he sent her to court? And this was actually what actually opened people's mind to the fact that no, this particular incident that ladies have been doing to guys since is an offense, and you can even seek redress in the court of law. People didn't know, and if people knew, I bet you many of these ladies would be behind bars right now, or would have been paying monies that they didn't plan to pay, because a lot of African men, let me be precise, West Africa, Ghana, and Nigeria, exactly. Ladies usually collect transportation from guys and never show up and stuff. And if people had been in the know then, I bet you court actions would have been flying left, right, center. All right. So to actually ascertain whether this act is actually in breach of any part of the Nigerian constitution, one content creator from Nigeria interviewed a lawyer, and this was what the lawyer said concerning, taking money under the guise of showing up and then not doing so.
Is about this. Barrister, is it true that if a man gives a woman money for transportation to visit him and she refuses to come, or perhaps off that phone and did not even reach out to the guy again, is that an offense? Is it a criminal offense, and is it punishable by law?
Of course, it is a criminal offense and it is punishable under the laws of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. In fact, Chapter 38 of the Criminal Code actually emphasizes on this. Under that chapter, we have Section 418 to 420. So under Section 419.
419?
Yes. It is a criminal offense for you to defraud a person. It is seen as a fraud, because that particular chapter talks about obtaining by pretense, obtaining property by false pretense, or cheating somebody.
So after all this back and forth on social media, the lady in question, that is the Jennifer girl who was actually slapped with that kind of judgment, took to TikTok to explain things, to set the record straight. And amongst the things she said, she, alleged that she didn't, not as if she begged for the guy to send him the money. She was there out of the blue. The guy decided to send the 50K and then was kind of, commanding her to show up, was kind of forcing or pressuring her to show up and stuff. And, so many other things that she added. Take a watch.
Because this whole thing circulating on the internet. So I'll just cut the whole sub story and just make it very short. Emmanuel sent me money for transportation that he wanted to see me. But Emmanuel is a friend that I met online. I don't really know him. I've never met him in person. So before Emmanuel sent that money to me for transportation, I told him that he should come over to my city. He said no, that he cannot go to visit a woman, blah, 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 that he wants me to come. So he kept telling me that he wants me to come, I told him, me too, I cannot go and visit a man that I don't really know. I've never met before, right? So, I don't know, out of the blue, he just, some of you men, you guys are very stupid and crazy, but let me just keep that part. Out of the blue, this guy just sent me 50,000 naira. Now, he sent me that 50,000 naira with a text message saying that this is your transportation. I want to see you tomorrow. Like, you're doing alpha mail for me with 50,000 naira. Where would 50,000 naira take me to? Mind you, this guy stays in Abuja and me, I stay in Asaba. So, you guys, please, I want to know if I'm crazy, because this whole thing does not make any sense to me. The 50,000 naira that he sent, is it for me to use it and do, I should do what with it? So I just ignored him. I didn't reply that message. Then he came the next day when he was expecting me to come. He sent me a message that, why are you not here yet? Can you imagine? So I didn't reply that message. Before you know, I started getting calls from people, threats from people, his friends. I don't know who he gave my number, and they'll keep threatening me, telling me that his friend sent me money. So when I kept getting calls from all these people, I then reached out to him and I told him that, okay, I'm no longer comfortable with what is going on, that he should send me his account number, let me forward the money to him. And he said no. He just flared up and he said no, started sending me some kind of messages. He was so angry. And he said a lot of things that I would not like to say here, right? So after 2 days, I reached out to him And I told him that, okay, now that you sent me this money, you don't want to, now that you sent me this money, you know that this money will not be enough, and you don't want to send me your account number, let me refund the money. Then you come. I told him, come to my city. Like, I don't even understand, why are you people making it seem like, are you guys dumb? Don't you guys think? What do you people even want? If you see the one that go, is a problem. If the one that refuse to go, is a problem. What do you people want? Okay, what if I go there now and that guy harm me? You people will not say, oh, she went to see man, she followed this one, she followed this one. Women don't stay one place. You guys are dumb. See, I don't even read you people's comments because obviously you people don't have anything meaningful to say. I don't even read you people's comments because you guys don't think. You see this gege, the thing that this gege will do to all of you, because the rubbish people are commenting in that my video, the thing that this gege will do to all of you, you guys don't even see it coming. You don't even see it coming. See, God, I just pity our future men, Nigerian men. I pity the ones that are coming up. It's me, I don't want to say much. I don't want to say much about this whole issue. The only thing that I have to say now is that the whole case has been sorted out. I gave him the 450,000. Obviously, it's nothing to me. It's not. That was why I was surprised when he sent me 50,000 naira for transport. People that are saying it's not 30,000 he sent. He sent me 50,000 naira. I'm not going to deny it. Yes, but I already paid him the 450,000. I know that this one now is the new strategy people want to use, and you people want to use and be extorting women. But I mean, we're equal to the task. Do you understand? And to the person that recorded me that day, I know you. I know you. I can remember your face. I swear. Even after the court had instructed that nobody should make any video, this thing, hey God, I'm surprised that this thing came out now, because this thing now is not something that is supposed to be all over the internet, because it was meant to be a private case. But you people brought it out. I'll look for the person that made this video. I'll look for the person that posted the video, and I'm going to sue that person to court. I don't care. Since everybody wants to be moving mad, let's all move mad together. Rubbish.
Well, from all that she said, whether you side with her or side with Emmanuel, that's one I do not know. You are the best person to, kind of tell us in the comment section. Get the conversation going, and let's see where you stand in this particular matter. But one thing that I picked up from Jennifer's video is the fact that she identified the one who took the video. And in fact, you know that in the courtroom, you are ordered to switch off your phones or anything that has the tendency to interfere or, disrupt the court proceedings. And if she's able to actually pinpoint this guy and then sue him or her as she alleges in this particular video, then we'll be in for another showdown in the Nigeria, legal framework. So we are still monitoring the situation. If she indeed goes on to sue this particular person who brought out the video, then we'll be in for another story, which I will bring to your attention. In the meantime, do not forget that the heat hasn't died down. It is still on. I'll see you in my next video.
Bye. Tell them, what is it? What has she done to you to deserve this? Tell them.
She was always cheating. She hid most of the things from me most times.
So the gentleman you saw in that video is known as Tum Mile Ho Aise, who is a 32-year-old upcoming gospel musician from Nigeria. It is quite unfortunate that we are not here to talk about his gospel ministry. Neither are we here to talk about his gospel songs. But he's been trending for the past 3 days for the wrong reasons. Yes, for the very wrong reasons. He's been arrested by the police on the suspicion of a gruesome murder of his own girlfriend, known as Salome Ada Idu, who is also a 24-year-old national service person from the same country. Now, before I go into the nitty-gritty of the story, I will urge you to subscribe to the channel, follow on Facebook and on TikTok, and then join the family so we can share more of social issues, trending stories, showbiz, lifestyle, etc. Okay, so let's dive deep into the story. Now, I'm going to give you, an overview of the entire story, of the entire happening. Here is what I know so far. Okay, so somewhere on the 12th of January 2025, Tum Mile Ho Aise murdered his girlfriend Salome in cold blood. In fact, he decapitated her and chopped her body into several pieces. He was about disposing of it, the body parts or whatever, and luck eluded him. So he encountered a police checkpoint who happened to suspect that he was carrying something illegal at that ungodly hour. So he was interrogated, and from how jittery he was put under arrest. And then they were able to uncover that there were human body parts in the sack or in the bag that he was carrying. So quickly he was arrested and sent to the police station. Now, what I played for you is a short interview that media persons from the Nigeria state that this incident happened granted him. And from the interview, one interesting thing that this gospel musician is saying is that he does not regret killing Salome Adaidu. Why? A simple reason is that she, Salome, has been cheating on him for quite a long time. And upon several questioning, she denied the fact that she was into something like that. And then that day of the murder, he confronted her and then later showed evidence to the effect that indeed she was cheating on him, which, according to Timilin, Salome accepted the fact that yes, something of that sort was happening. And she apologized and assured him that that was not going to repeat itself. Well, it seemed that Timilin had already made up his mind on the next line of action. And he was able to lure Salome into the bathroom. And you know what happened? He beheaded Salome in cold blood, chopped the body part, as I mentioned early on. You know, in Africa, when some of these things happen, spiritual meanings are read into it. And so when this issue first hit the internet, a lot of people were suggesting that probably Timilin was just using the head for spiritual or for ritual purposes. Why? Because he is a gospel musician. He's been underground for far too long. And probably he wanted to blow, become popular, get a hit song, and then be traveling all over, mounting every other stage. So that was the interpretation that people were given to the issue when it first broke out. But from the interview that he granted, he said that he carried out the murder for none of these reasons. It wasn't intentional, or it wasn't part of his intention to go to use the head for any juju or any rituals or anything that would money ritual or any ritual for fame or to blow in the music space. But it was as a result of catching Salome cheating on him. That's actually now from the interview. He is saying that it wasn't the police that arrested him, but rather he turned himself in. Okay, that is one interesting fact. But the stories that came early on suggested that the police on suspicion searched and then uncovered all these truth. Okay. Another thing is that the family of Salome, her sister, her mom, and the rest of the family, if I may put it that way, are also saying that they do not know of this Timilin guy. They don't know that he is having any sort of affair with their daughter. And none could stick his or her neck out to say that, oh, I've seen Timilin with Salome before. So it means that probably they are friends, or, it's possible they were engaged in that kind of affair. But so far, no one is claiming to know this guy. But this guy also suggests that indeed they've dated for a while. Now, another interesting fact is that just a few hours ago, the court presided over by Justice Aboki remanded Timilin. He is to reappear on the 27th of January 2025, and he has been charged with one count of culpable homicide. And do you know what that entails in Nigeria, or especially in that state that that particular murder happened? This particular culpable homicide charge is punishable by death. So the case has been adjourned. One of the reasons for the adjournment was that the lawyer for Timilin didn't show up in court. So the judge had no option than to adjourn the case, where he would have both counsels to, argue their case out. But, others are also saying that the Nigeria, they know some of these things have a way of disappearing. Some of these issues have a way of disappearing without the corporate facing the full rigors of the law. So we are only here monitoring as and when the story unfolds. Whatever that comes up, we are coming back to share it with you. So I will urge you to keep your diary here. Do not flip it. Make sure that you are part of the family by way of following on TikTok, on Facebook, and then subscribing to this particular YouTube channel. Whatever comes up, you will be the first to know. I'll see you in the next development. Bye.
Not like I had a plan in mind.
So tell them, what is it? What has she done to you to deserve this? Tell them.
She was always cheating. She hid most of the things from me most times.
How? When did you go to?
I saw her phone, like I said, most of the chat with the other guys. That's what I saw on the phone.
So that was when you decided to kill her?
Yes.
Do you have any regrets?
I don't have any regret.
Why?
Because life is reciprocal. If you must be with someone, you have to be reciprocal with that person. You have to understand what that person is going through. So that was why I didn't have any regret. Because we were actually compatible.
So Mr. Timmy, please narrate how it happened, what you saw that made you kill, and how you did it. What happened on that day?
I caught her cheating on me. And so I brought it to her awareness that she was cheating. She refused. She didn't want to accept. Until I showed her the chat and showed her what she did, what she admitted, and told me she was sorry. It's never gonna happen again. That was what happened.
So afterwards, you now asked her to go into the bathroom. What happened?
After that, I told her to go into the bathroom. She went to the bathroom and started some things. Immediately started those things. I couldn't take it lightly. I had to go into the room of where I can get some certain things that will happen. So I took the knife from the restroom and went it to her. Immediately she was lying her hand down. I held her neck and I did what I had to do, and that was it.
When she died, what happened?
When she died, nothing really happened.
You went and took the cutlass, then what?
I only took some parts of the knife, and that was it. That was what happened.
So how were you caught?
I wasn't caught. I surrendered myself.
It's not true.
How? You were caught trying to dispose?
I surrendered myself. If I didn't want anybody to catch me, I would have done that. It's very simple.
It's not true.
It's simple, to be honest.
Simi said he surrendered himself.
Are you ready to face the wrath of the law?
It's not a big thing to pay. It's not a big thing to pay.
It's not a big thing to pay. So tell us, where are you from?
I'm from Kogi State. I'll be 30 this year.
You told us 31.
I'll be 30
Initially,
this
you
year.
said 32. You now said 31.
I'll be 30 this year, this October.
And you say you have no regrets.
I have no regret.
Simi, what do you do for a living?
I'm a cryptocurrency agency.
The disease is my sister, my younger sister, and I feel very bad because I didn't just lose a person. We didn't just lose a person in my home. We lost a sister. My mom lost a daughter. So I feel really bad about the whole situation. And I demand and need justice to be served to this guy sitting over there, because he is the person that murdered my sister. And he confirmed it to me when we picked him up from the police station before we brought him to this command here. He confirmed. I was like, you are the person, because I'm just seeing him for the first time, apart from the social media pictures that have been flying. I was like, you are the one that murdered my sister. He nodded and said, yes. I was like, you will tell us where we are going to, why you murdered my sister. He now nodded that yes.
Welcome to yet another edition of the Heat Moment on Oaks Joint, and today's heat is about a particular gentleman who had a very heated argument with the Ghana Police Service personnel who were about on their duty, conducting snap check on one of the roads in the Greater Accra region of Ghana. And what has happened and where we are with this particular story is what I'm here to share with you. But before we go into the full gist, remember that this particular edition of The Heat is brought to you by Yoklin Executive Boutique, located inside Cape Coast, closer to the CCMA or the Cape Coast Metropolitan Assembly offices, and opposite Vikandi Company Limited, as well as on the campus of the University of Cape Coast, closer to the Amama Chief's Palace. Contact them for anything fashion, shoes, belts, suit, everything fashion. Think of your clean executive boutique. We also brought to you by Compound Care and Mowing Services. If you want your homes to have a facelift by way of redesigning, fertilization, reseeding, and then anything that has to do with your lawn and cleaning, contact Lawn Care and Mowing Services, and they got you covered. Okay, so the numbers to these organizations are rightly displayed on the screen, and you can pick it up, call them, and then they will get you covered for every service of theirs. All right, so remember that it's important to value your freedom. But it is because of some of these stories that we are also here. But without further ado, note that the heat is on. So over the weekend, there was this trending story on all the social media platforms in Ghana, which involved this particular gentleman we later came to know as Israel Agbo Forson, and then personnel from the Ghana Police Service who were about on their duty, conducting a snap check on one of the roads in Accra. Now, what happened was that this guy had, ordered a cab, or let's say a car, from one of these ride-hailing companies and was riding to wherever he was going until they met these police officers conducting their snap checks on the road. Now, I think as per protocol, they requested to search the car, which they did. The driver complied. But when it got to the turn of the passenger, who happens to be this Israel guy, he refused to be searched. Now, let me not even use he refused, but what he wanted to tell the police officers was that the policeman who wanted to search his bag should, have some gloves on. That one, I do not know what's the standard or what the law says about that, but that was what he told the police officer. And I think that there was some kind of misunderstanding between himself and the police officers, who thought that he was obstructing, lawful duties of the police officers, and it led to, some exchanges. This was what happened.
Yeah.
So who is searching it?
Is that
Who is searching?
I'm searching it. So you open your bag.
By what means and by what order? Who ordered you?
Who ordered me? That's our duty.
It is your duty, you do it proper. So, who ordered you? If you want to search, where's your gloves?
My what?
Your gloves.
I don't use gloves.
So you will not search today. So next time, when you are searching somebody, you use the proper
You bring your bag
which
and
is not
you
going
open.
to happen. Which is not going to happen.
Is that?
Which is not going to happen. Because if you want to misbehave,
you wait.
I will take you on misconduct too.
You wait.
Simple.
Wait. You come.
No, nobody will catch me unless you call your supervisor here. Simple.
Okay, brother, sit down. You want to sit down? Okay.
Yeah.
Sit down, then we'll move to the nearest police station for the search, okay?
For what search? Nobody will catch me today.
So I think that per standard protocols, when the search is not able to, go on at the scene or at the checkpoint, it is proper they send you to the nearest police station so that the search can be conducted at that particular facility. And on their way to that police station, there was still that argument going on in the same car the passenger, got to the checkpoint with.
Farmer in charge.
Please take me to the Westland jurisdiction. Please, I don't want trouble. I don't want trouble.
Please, I beg, when we reach and then my car, I don't have any so you can allow me to go and wait.
Oh, don't worry, after searching, we don't have problems.
After searching the car,
After search the car, you allow him. Did you allow him to search you over there?
You can't search me.
The car, I did not proceed you to search.
As for me, I'm not a fool.
You are not a fool.
You can search me. By me, no.
We will search you.
And we will see.
No problem.
We will see. It's because he has to get to work. That's why he has to be in this way.
I am a Uber driver. I'm working.
Exactly. And this is what they do. This is what they do.
About the laws in the country. Uber driver.
Are you the law?
I'm not driving in Ghana.
The law is where you stand.
I'm not driving in Ghana.
The law is where you stand. So exhibit it.
After the search and we found nothing on you.
What search? What search? Who said you should search? Did IGP put it in law that you should search?
You didn't open it.
Oh, my brother, if you see that.
This gentleman resisted. He created scene over there.
Which scene?
So I didn't know it would be my boot.
You think this is a movie?
Your brother will tell me. It's your brother who asked me to close my boot. You are not there.
This is the second.
It's your brother who asked me to close my boot.
This will be the first time, right? This will be the first time.
Okay.
This will happen to you.
Thank you very much.
And when you see me anywhere, you allow me to go my way.
Thank you very much.
So just learn today. You learn something.
You are about the law.
And today you learn something. I'm not above any law. I will operate by the law.
You are not about the law. You are not about the law. So if you allow my police to search you over there,
you search me.
What
if you are criminals too?
What if you are criminals? Yeah. So now
you people are taking you. Show me what ID card. Which ID card?
You saw us in the
uniform. Where's your ID card? Give me your ID card. Give me your ID. Give me your ID.
Here is my ID. I have my police identity card here. This is my police ID card.
Okay. Yeah. Show it to me. Show it to me. Let me see that. Let me see the serial.
You do yourself. And I'll make sure this content, you will bring everything out.
Whatever that happened at the police station they went to, we are not privy to. But what happened on Monday, 23rd of June 2025 is what you are about to witness. After his encounter with the police at the checkpoint, Israel went further to post a video on his social media handle where he was seen, issuing warnings to the Inspector General of Police, telling him to, among other things, retrain his men and a whole lot of stuff. Now take a look at what he said in that particular video.
Hello, so I sent this message to IGP. See, if you don't sit down with your police people and put them on workshop and school them on how they attend to people on street. See, next time when I strap, I will shoot somebody and it will be a case. This is the third time this thing is happening, right? This is a warning. I swear to God, this is a warning. And IGP, you people, just do your work. If you don't put your police people on workshop and school them on law, the youth, we are not like this. So me, if I'm strapped and I see anything that is misconduct, I won't bring it to court. I will shoot.
Now, the police service issued a statement on their social media platform indicating that this particular Israel Agboforson has been arrested, and this was what the police had to say. Take a listen. Suspect in viral social media video arrested. The Accra Regional Police Command wishes to update the general public on investigation on the viral video in which a man was seen issuing threats to shoot any police officer he may encounter. On Monday, 23rd June 2025, an intelligence-led operation resulted in the arrest of individual identified in the video as Israel Agboforson, a 32-year-old filmmaker residing in North Legon. Now, from the other video I showed you where this particular gentleman was issuing threats to, warning the IGP to retrain his men and stuff. And then when he was mentioning that when he's trapped or whatever, whenever he encounters such problem, he's going to shoot. All this while I thought that guy was, maybe one of these security service agents, not knowing this particular gentleman is a filmmaker. And I don't know whether he is even the Tyler Perry level filmmaker or Kumawood or even Umofia filmmaker making skits and all those things. So from the way he was running his mouth, I thought that, this guy could either be from, maybe he could be a police officer, a military man, an immigration officer, customs officer, maybe the NIB or national security. But it turns out that chairman was none of these. He was just a filmmaker. And he had the nerve, he got nerves, he had the nerves to, issue warnings to the IGP. I mean, guy, wow. But I take this opportunity to, commend the police officers because they were professional in their dealing or handling this particular situation. No wonder that some Nigerians envy our police officers, because had it been, okay, let's end it here. Let's continue with what the police said. The suspect is currently on police inquiry bail and is assisting with ongoing investigations. The Ghana Police Service once again condemns in the strongest terms acts of incitement, threats, and obstruction against law enforcement officers. Such conduct is not is only unlawful, but also undermines public peace and the authority of the police. The command assures the public that it remains committed to maintaining law and order and will take the necessary steps to bring persons who engage in criminal acts to justice. This was what the Ghana Police Service issued on Monday, 23rd of June, 2025, regarding Israel Agbufosen and his standoff with the Ghana Police Service conducting their, mandated or unlawful duties on our street. Now, we are not here to judge the issues because it is with the police and they know better. We are only presenting what, we've seen on social media and what the whole story is about. So let me know what the law says on some of these instances. If you know it, drop it in the comment section. Let's get interactive and learn a thing or two from this experience and probably, use it to guard or, save ourselves in situations like this. So this remains the heat, and note that there are a lot of these stories on our channel. Watch them and drop your comment and let's know what is happening with you wherever you may be watching us from. We are following the story keenly, and whatever comes out of it, you will be the first to know. But in the meantime, note that the heat is on. So Brother Sammy has done what Brother Sammy does best. My goddess. All right, now this is a gospel musician from here in Ghana, and his style, his ways are different from all the gospel musicians that we know of. His vocal dexterity, top notch. I give it to him because he has the voice, and then he has several gospel music to his credit. Now, according to him, he's on a mission to change the face of Christianity in Ghana and probably to in the rest of the continent. According to him, Christianity has gone beyond that kind of faith or worship where you have to, dress in a certain way, wear long gowns, covering your feet and almost every part of your body, your hair, everything. You need to slay. Dress well. It doesn't matter whether you have pierced your nose, whether you are wearing dreadlocks or rasta, whether you have anklet on your ankles or anything else. You should be able to feel free and then express yourself while living the godly life. It is not about the dressing. According to him, it is about what is in you, how genuine your heart, your intentions, how pure everything is. That is how Christianity should be deemed, and not the I am a Christian kind of thing where people only profess it with their mouth and stuff, and then behind the scene do other thing, pretense and all those things. According to him, no, those things are not in his dictionary. And he is bent on living the Christian life differently from the norm. And this has drawn a lot of criticisms from even gospel musicians and people. But it seems that his way is, appealing to the youth, to many people who cheer him on, who actually like what he's doing. Now, Brother Sammy has done something which is not new anyway. He has done some in the past. But from the video that is now circulating, it means that he has actually, decided to toe this particular line, and he's living exactly what he has been telling his listeners and then people who follow him and stuff. This is why we have taken this seat, because we want to, get to understand where he's coming from and what he's done in the past that has warranted, the conversations and all those criticisms, if you like, that are going on online. So let's meet at the other side as I walk you through what is trending about Brother Sammy, the nation worshipper. The heat is on. Now, from what I have observed about Brother Sammy, he doesn't need to hear that typical gospel version where you have people quoting the Bible or, narrating stories from the Bible, or even singing quotations from the Bible and stuff. He only needs to hear the name of God in your song, or the song has to be something devoid of any profanity or something like that, and people jump to that song. Trust me, he's going to jump on it and then do his rendition. And usually his rendition is, sick. It is actually nice. Now, he did same with Last Maid's song, Onyame Show, that kind of vibe, when he visited the UTV, Saturday night entertainment show. Now, take a listen before we come back and then tell you other stuff that he's been doing. Another thing that also drew attention to Brother Sammy, who touted himself as the nation worshipper, was during Daddy Lumbe's 1 week observation that was held at the Independence Square in Accra, or the Black Star Square, if you like. Now, Brother Sammy actually went to that program in the company of a lady. And that lady is not your average size lady that you know. She was quite heavy. And when I say heavy, I mean she was bulky. And when I say bulky, she was voluminous. I mean, everything was in excess. You get where I'm trying to drive at. Well, let me not waste your time. Just look at this. So imagine performing a gospel song with this kind of lady on stage with you, and then asking her to, do a 360 turn around to achieve what exactly? What were you trying to do to the people that were there watching proceedings? Just look at this heavy duty machine asking for a U-turn or a 360. Well, that is not why we... So let's move on to what has actually, occasioned this particular conversation around the name Brother Sammy once more. Now, videos are circulating online where you have Brother Sammy actually performing in a church. And you would expect that in a church, we're going to go the solemn way, going to sing the usual gospel songs that Ghanaians are accustomed to, that, preachers and other Christians know, mentioning the name of God in a solemn mood, worshiping. And even if it is praises, the kind of gospel songs that Ghanaians usually like for their praise and worship. But this time around, Brother Sammy said, hell no, once again. And you know what he did? He actually combined songs from two people, Black Sherif and then Ken Paluta. What amazes me was the fact that the congregants were actually jamming to it. So it was pretty much like secular music in the church, but given a nice touch, and people were actually jamming to it, jumping here and there, taking videos, singing along and stuff. Take a watch. It is true. With Brother Sammy, there is no a dull moment. Whenever he takes the mic, whenever he mounts the stage, you should know that there's going to be fireworks, because he has a way he drags people along. His audience. He has a way he appeals to people, especially the youth, as I mentioned early on. And for this reason, trust me, many gospel shows do not actually invite him because they think that he has lost his way. He's doing something contrary to what the Christian way is. But according to him, he is bent on changing the face of Christianity, and he is doing it how he knows best, and he is doing it his way. And one thing is that it seems to be working for him, because there are people who this kind of move appeal to, and who are actually in support of his moves, and then keep cheering him on and invite him to shows and other places where you'd have other gospel artists present. So let me know what you think about this particular incident concerning the name and the brand Brother Sammy, the nation worshipper. Let me know it in the comment section. All right, so having done that, let's meet in the next video as we talk about other things. So the heat is still